We'll take a look at the back of the car right now and what I've done here to correct an issue. You can see here with the close-up, sorry about my fingernails, need to cut them, but anyway, that's not the point of the video. You can see here that the battery tray mount will extend into the sweep of the upper rear control arm unless it's notched, and that is what I have done. And this thing has full motion now. I've done it on both sides. You can cut half the arm away and it will not affect the car while it's driving. That arm is stiff, it's straight, it's not going to change anything other than the fact that you will now get full spring motion on the back of your truck. You may have wondered why it feels stiffer on one side than another. Well, it's probably because one side or the other used to be hitting those screws on the lower battery tray mount, and I've just notched the upper control arms, and used a Dremel tool, and it's pretty simple, but now it's works smooth. That's all spring. That's no flex on the control arm like it used to be. So I like that a lot. It moves the way it was intended to, and that's one of two areas that I've found on this truck that could have used just a little bit more clearance. And until tonight, this was a bone stock truck. What I've done to it so far is just add some wheel weights and high clearance the lower links. I haven't touched the upper links at all until I ground them, but I just nail them down, wrap what I don't want to get hot in tinfoil, leave the part open that I want to bend, and use a heat gun, and get them hot. Don't bake them, they'll burn right through if you're not careful. Oh, also flip the shocks over. I wanted all the weight down low as much as possible, and it's still basically a stock truck other than these wheel weights that I've added. This is one I've given to my dad, and I want him to have every good chance he can get. We'll put some new wheels and tires on this later, and just like that, it'll be a great truck. But the high clearance links are a great thing. They're really nice when it comes to going over the top of a crest on a rock or something like that. It really does help. Anyway, I'm just trying to help with my videos. I'm not trying to put anybody down. I'm not trying to say this isn't a good truck. In fact, I'll show you my deadbolt here. Anyway, that's my deadbolt. It's pretty modded out. There's not much stock left on it. I've not added any brass yet, and this thing will crawl just about as well as this one that I've pretty much heavily brassed out with scramblers on it. And this thing with Patagonias will keep up with it. It's amazing. And like I said, I've not added a single bit of brass to it yet. Just switched the tires and wheels, and different mount for the battery. Low CG mount there. You've seen it all before. I've got the PN70 with the heat diffuser from ESC. But I love these trucks. Do I recommend buying one? Absolutely. This is my favorite RC at the moment. I like it more than my tent scale stuff. I even like it more than racing at the moment because I can do it by myself. I've got an awesome course that I love to run. I also have an Enduro 24. It needs drive shafts. I've got the hot racing metal one, and I'm going to need a second one for the front because on 2S it just blows them up. I like both of these. My SCX24s will destroy it though. They're even stock, they seem better, but I'm not talking bad about either of them. If I had a choice to make, it's always going to be the SCX24. It's excellent. I do recommend it. I don't want anybody thinking that I'm talking bad about them, because I'm not. I love this thing. You can mod them out. There's a million things you can do, and there's just a couple things. Any RC you get from the factory has some stuff that needs fixed. This is no exception. The good news is these are all simple fixes. I've not even had this truck for maybe a week, and it's so heavily modified now, and it's incredible. And once I start putting brass on it, it'll be even better. I do highly recommend the Hot Racing steering links. It gets rid of all that floppiness from the factory. It just, I don't know. This should have been hinge bearings instead of ball joints on the end of these, and it would have prevented that whole rotating thing that it has going on that shouldn't rotate. This one does not. It's solid, and I think they pulled that off with this pin here, that joint where the tie rod meets the I don't know, the crossbar that connects the wheels together. But anyway, I love these trucks. They're awesome. I'm going to drive a little bit tonight before I go to sleep. And this one is much better than it was when it started tonight. I'll tell you that. Nothing rubs. The motor, I had to pull the motor out in order to rip the sticker off. Guess what? It's hot. We know that. It's going to be hot. But by getting rid of that blanket of heat, that heat blanket, the layer of paper, it will dissipate heat better, and I recommend doing that. Just know that it's going to be hot. Duh. It's a motor, and it's what powers the whole car. So it's not going to burn your hand or anything. It'll just be a little warm, but it'll be less warm with without the heat blanket. That's all for tonight.